I will be restoring some Lexus IS300 brake calipers. I have already disassembled them, and as you can see I have cleaned these. In order to clean insides of these, one of them was pretty fucked up, so I actually resorted to using a metal brush like this. So I just cleaned it, used brake clean, and then I painted these. The pins were pretty good, they were alright. I have 2 pistons on each side, and one of these pistons had a bit of rust on it, I can show you. But here it had some pitting and rust. So only one of the 4 pistons I'm going to replace. So I have 2 rebuild kits for 2 calipers. This just slides on here. So this one has R letter here, so it's the right side. So this one is L letter, and if you attach the caliper on the left side, it will be basically like this. And on the right side, it will be like this. And the pin with the rubber boot goes to the bottom. And the bottom one is the one where it has like this hole here. So the marking is on top and on the bottom is here. So here you have to put the pins with these rubber bushings. And up here are pins that are without the rubber bushings. So it's important not to put any grease on the tip of here. However, around here you can put a fairly nice amount, because these pins have these straight sides, so any excess grease can easily move past it. And it a bit helps to keep twisting them a bit, then it kind of sucks more of the grease into here. And of course make sure that these can move nicely still, that nothing is locking up. All these rubber boots. Be careful not to damage the boot, maybe even a tiny hammer. Just don't damage the rubber. Make sure it's nice and flush here. I think one way to do this is also to open these and hit it with a hammer like this. I think it has a little bit of air trapped in here. Actually it already came out. So this can move nicely. Again, make sure it's beaten all the way down. And then insert the sliding pin. Now from the outside, of course, you should wipe it clean. We don't want to have any grease outside of it, because then it will only attract dirt. These we will need later for the front pads. So they go like this and like this. And if your brake pads, if one of them has like a metal clip here, I hope you can see it, the other pad doesn't have it. So one pad has it. Then it goes to the inside, and this should also be to the bottom. So this caliper is on the right side, and it sits like this. So the rotor is here, the front of the car is there. Now, for now, we are done with these. I have already disassembled the calipers, and make sure they're clean. All right. And then you can wet this O-ring, and then you install it in here. It's just very important to get it in here square and not let it twist up. And then you can a little bit, like with the finger, wetten the inside of this as well to make sure that it's nicely lubricated. And take the second one, also dip it in a bit of brake fluid, and it goes to the bottom square. Alright, again loop up. So what you need to make sure is that it's not somehow twisted, that it's properly seated all around. Okay, that's a good example. This one got a bit twisted. Let me see if I can show in the camera. It's like in the groove, but it's actually twisted from here. So now I have to pick it out and try again. Actually, with the pick tool, I managed to make it line up nicely. We need to install the pistons. Apply just a small amount of this. Again, some say this is totally unnecessary, but it's very salty here. Very salty. Okay, this is even a bit too much maybe, but most of this grease will anyways stick to the top. So this you can just when you have this thing in place, then this ring, you start by putting one of the edges here, and then you go around and around and around, and you have to of course compress this at the same time, but just it's very important that when you put this, that the beginning is really easy. See, it like goes nisely in here. It's like almost you cannot see it anymore, but at some point when you go around, it can happen that it like squishes and it goes like this, so the metal goes to the outside and this will be in the inside. So this is definitely wrong. It has to be inside the rubber. I'm not using the sharp edge of the pick. I'm only using this rounded edge to push. I'm not poking it. I hate this. Is it done? I ordered HEL braided brake lines for the IS300. HEL brake lines, they don't offer actually for IS300, but they offer for IS200, but they have the same brakes. It comes with all the hardware you need. It has all the washers and bolts and everything. And I checked also that at least for the front, so this is the front brake line. For the front, this seems to be the correct length. Now the only difference is that the OEM ones have a really nice nudge here that will keep the direction of the brake hose correct. So the caliper bracket bolts, this one here and this one up here, is 118 Newton meters. The slider bolts, this one and this one up here, these are 34 Newton meters. Then this bolt that attaches the brake line, it's 30 Newton meters, and the bleeder, if you want to know, is 11 Newton meters. Hopefully it won't give us trouble and will come loose. Of course not. So you can see this is already loose. Now I need to this is supposed to turn around, but it's so messed up already that it just doesn't. The brake line will be like this, so it starts from up there. Since this tiny hole is down here, then the line also has to be facing downwards. Since the OEM had this tiny nudge, but this one doesn't have it, so you have to take that into account. And afterwards be sure to clean any dot fluid, because as you can see it dripped a little bit. Spray it down with something, otherwise this will rust really bad. Nah, plenty of meat left, no need to change it. And here only one side has run out, so no need for new brake pads. It's it can go another 10,000. So oh yeah, I always like the feeling of buying new brake rotors, like taking them out. They're so fresh and nice. Also brake pads, but never before have I bought fresh calipers. Brake job is so easy. You just take the old parts off, put the new parts in. Jesus Christ, I have missed out. I wonder what it's like to buy a new car. One thing I was surprised though is that they don't come with this bolt that goes here to attach these, and I think compared to the old caliper, doesn't have this hardware. Alright, since the new calipers don't come with hardware, I bought the M6 70mm bolt nut with this plastic locker, and later I'll add these washers as well. So I will have to get this hardware from the old calipers and transfer it to the new caliper. It amazes me that they don't include this with the new caliper, like it's just a couple of pieces of metal, like come on. It's installed like this in there, so these two go into these holes here, and this thing goes under here. Okay, this is what it looks like now. This is the random bolt. This is from the old calipers. So, And of course installation is so that the bleeder has to be up